This is the landing port. But I can look at the map, can't I? Okay, Garoon Gate is south, so we need to go south of Relent. We'll worry about that later. We're doing this one right now, but I just didn't know where Garoon Gate was. Oh, it's the crop muncher from Cold Steel. Still remember that side quest which had the boss crop muncher, which made me so mad in Cold Steel 2. Let's do a spiral edge. Bum 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 bum. Farewell.
We're good to go.
Oh, there's the Erebonian Empire up there. There's Calvard. Interesting. This is quite interesting. Makes sense since Cold Steel 1 and 2 are set in the part close to Erebonia, or closest to Liberl. Yeah, Olivier was saying that Bose is near Erebonia, yeah. Bose specifically, but I guess logically Relent is kind of close to Bose, so Relent isn't too far away. I mean, Bose is like right on the border. The Haken Gate is like right on the border of Erebonia. I really like the concept of these games having like they each take place in a different region and it's all the same world. And then like news and stuff is like they mention Erebonia, they mention Calvard, they mention Crossbow, etc. It's really cool. Trails is definitely something special for that alone. Like the world building and the connections are really cool. Even if it's not like one of my favorite series of all time, it's still like, you know, it's really special. The way they do it is really cool. Get wrecked. I love Titanic Roar. Okay. I was gonna try to back attack you, but you back attacked me. Bum. What are you guys even weak to? Oh, everything. Alright. Just aerial then. In Cold Steel, Crossbow was mentioned at least 5 times. Yeah, you're gonna hear a lot of Crossbow. Honestly, you don't hear much Liberl in Cold Steel. They probably bring it up every now and then. You learn more about Crossbow than you do Liberl in Cold Steel. And when I was told that the Crossbow games are happening, when I was told with the Crossbow games happening like concurrently with Cold Steel, I was like, yeah, it makes sense. I don't know how you played it without being so confused. I mean, it was kind of self-contained. I'm sure I missed some references, obviously, but like, I mean, I wasn't confused. I understood Cold Steel. Maybe there was like a plot point or two. Maybe there was like a plot point or two where like I wasn't confused, but I could have gotten more out of it. Definitely. I definitely could have gotten more out of the game, definitely, but I don't think I was like, I got the gist of the game. Let's just say I understood a minimum of like 80 to 90% of Cold Steel. There might have been like a section or two that was like, okay, maybe I didn't fully grasp it. But overall, I survived. I feel like Cold Steel was contained enough on its own. I still think starting with Sky is the best way to go. Don't get me wrong. I started with Cold Steel. Like, there's no changing that. If I'm recommending the series, I would probably just recommend people to start with Sky. Because then you don't have to go back. And you can just get everything from the get-go. His chest is as empty as you suspected it would be. City of Relent, North Malga Trail. Malga Mine, rather. Yeah, Sky's absolutely the best start. The only way I would say don't start with Sky is if... The only reason where I would say Sky isn't, like, I would say Cold Steel over Sky is, like, because Sky feels more dated than Cold Steel, and I can understand someone being like, I want to play a modern game. Because, like me, I played Cold Steel, enjoyed it, and it made me want to go back to the other games. But if I hadn't played Cold Steel and I started with Sky, it probably would be a lot harder to stick with the series, I will say. So I can definitely understand the perspective of like, oh, Cold Steel is more modern, so maybe you want to start with a modern game, but I feel like at the end of the day, Sky's the best start. Section's probably like the most important to the greater plot. I mean, I understood Cold Steel like pretty well, so... Again, there, like, a reference or two might have flown over my head, but, you know. I got through Cold Steel fine. I enjoyed the game. And then Cold Steel 2 I enjoyed even more. If anything, I will say Cold Steel 1 I understood more than 2. I think 2, especially with the divertisement stuff, I would say 2, there were probably some stuff that flew over my head more. Because Cold Steel 2 started to bring in crossbow stuff directly. Cold Steel 1 was pretty, like, self-contained from my experience. But Cold Steel 2, the end of Cold Steel 2 felt very like, oh, playing the other games would have helped. Like the stuff with Ouroboros, or like there was like an Azure Tree or something in Cold Steel 2. And then like Divertisement, where you played as Lloyd and I forgot that other girl's name. So if anything, I would say Cold Steel 2 had more of like, this didn't make sense to me, you know? But I mean, I understood the games enough to enjoy them, so. Plus, I already played them. What am I gonna do, unplay them? That just means when I replay them, I will have a better appreciation for them because I will have more context. Basically. Go 469. Nice. Crossbow's the worst starting point. Yeah, I can agree. I mean, like, based on what everyone is saying, I feel like crossbow isn't a great starting point. There's also like a big controversy of people saying like, oh, playing crossbow before Cold Steel like spoils it or whatever. But like, to me, that doesn't, I can see that maybe because they happen concurrently, but like, that doesn't make sense to me because like crossbow came before Cold Steel. So the devs intended for you to play crossbow first by releasing crossbow first, even though it wasn't localized for a while. They were still like, oh, we made this game as if people would have played it. So, you know. I'm sure the Trails fan base is going to be very divided on like, they're gonna grill people. They're gonna grill people who are like, you should have played this game first, yada yada. Inside the chest is emptiness, that's all there ever is, eternal and interminable. What's the monster here? I didn't even find it. It's up here, maybe? If anything, Cold Steel spoils crossbow. Honestly, I don't know. I don't really care, to be honest. Cold Steel didn't... First of all, like, the good thing is, Cold Steel talked about crossbow, yeah, but also I feel like seeing things in crossbow itself and actually playing crossbow will be enough of a surprise where I don't really care about people being like, oh, you played Cold Steel, so you're spoiled on this. It's not gonna affect my enjoyment. Hey. How wonderful. The fog seems to have cleared up. Looks like this is as far as it goes. Sort of quick end to the fog, though. So along the Malga Trail, the fog goes all the way to 140 Selge out from the city. Not only does the fog extend halfway up the blasted mountain, but there are mountains everywhere. This is bad. Yeah, I don't ever remember it being this bad. Let's hurry and check the other road so we can report to Aina. Where am I going? Malga Mine? I'm not going to Malga Mine. I'm looking for this monster, and I also need to, like, find this engagement ring or whatever. Look for this nest or something. Anyway, I don't really care about, like, oh, Cold Steel spoils Crossbell, etc. You played the games wrong. Like, I already played Cold Steel 1 and 2. I'm not gonna, like, there's like, that's, like, done and in the past. Hate to tell you this, but you've already cleaned this one out. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. By the time you get the crossbow, you'll forget everything that happens? No, not everything. It's been like 2 years since I started Cold Steel. I think I played Cold Steel I played Cold Steel over like a long period of time. It was like from early 2021 to like mid or late 2021, and then I played Cold Steel 2 like just before 2022 started. Should have used Chloe's ult. I wasn't paying attention. I'll probably forget most things. Some things, yeah. I definitely won't have as much memory of them, yeah. Plus, who knows when I'm gonna play the crossbow games, so. Bum bum bum. I could play the crossbow games as soon as this year, like the end of this year, or early next year. I want to get to them, like, soonish. I feel like at the most, there will be a year between Sky 3 and Crossbow, but even then, I feel like I'll play it a lot sooner than a year after Sky 3. Probably just a few months after Sky 3, I'll play it. Sky? I mean, again, Trails is not like a... For me, Trails is not like a high priority, get all the games done. It's up there, but it's not like, oh, I have to get all these games done now. Plus, if I binged them all back to back, I would get burnt out and probably start to hate the series. It is not a series I can do back to back. I need at least like a few months of a break. Granted, I took a longer break from Cold Steel 2 to Sky than I wanted to. So, you know. Ba-ba-bum. Third and crossbow should be decently close to each other. They will be... I literally cannot... I don't want to promise a date because then people are going to expect... Trails. But I mean, I'll see what I can do. We'll see. I really can't predict the future because it also depends on future releases. Like game releases impacts my backlog too. But trust me, I'm with you. I wanna play the crossbow game, so I wouldn't want it to be a super long wait, but I also can't promise anything. All I can promise is that I will play them. This is the Malga Mine. We don't want to be here. I don't know where this monster is. This is the Milchmane Road, isn't it? There's also the Matter of the Nest, which I never even found. Oh, I never went this way. I don't think I did. This is, no, I did go this way. That's a tower. I'm gonna hold off on the tower until a side quest comes. If a side quest doesn't come for that tower, I'll explore it, like, on my own. But I can see happening. They're like, oh, I explored the tower now, and then it's like, oh, a side quest has me go to that tower, and I'm like, oh, man. No, I did go this way. Never mind. Bum, 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 bum. Bum. Yeah, that wasn't even the Milch Road. That was the that was the Malga Trail. So I was in the wrong place the whole time. Hear me out. I know Estelle's house is free, but I know they're gonna activate cutscenes, so I'd rather just use Sepith here. These were both in the Milchmana Road or whatever. Oh no, that one's north of Relent. So that one actually is in the Malga Trail. Probably.